Hello everyone, here's my review for Shrek the Third. This is obviously by a lot of people considered to be the black sheep of the Shrek series, the only really bad movie, and I'm not going to go that far. I don't think it's bad, I think it's just kind of fine. But it's not a movie I would actively recommend anybody see, unless, like me, you're marathoning the Shrek series. I don't think I've ever actually seen Shrek the Third all the way through. I remember parts of it, but I think I probably saw it on TV as a kid and never watched the whole thing. So to me, this entire movie is a new experience, and I think Shrek the Third gets worse as it goes on. It starts out pretty well. I think it sets up themes that are in line with what the Shrek series was exploring. This one deals with parenthood, where the last one dealt with marital issues between Shrek and Fiona, and the first one dealt with them first falling in love. But as it goes on, it gets less and less interesting. Let me say, though, the animation is great. Just like Shrek 2 was an improvement on Shrek 1, Shrek the Third is an improvement on Shrek 2. This movie looks great, and I have no issues with it in the visual department. But it is just significantly less clever than the first two. A lot less of the jokes land. They try directly to replicate the success of the holding out for a hero sequence, that famous sequence from Shrek 2, where Shrek is riding the big gingerbread man, who I think the name is Mungo, and they charge the castle to holding out for a hero, which is sung by the fairy godmother. This film tries to do that again, basically, but it's Fiona and a couple princesses doing some martial arts against the bad guys, and it's just not as compelling. They use two different songs right in a row, and it feels like a hollowed out version of that sequence from Shrek 2, and I think that describes a lot of the jokes that occur in this movie. Like, there's a scene where the gingerbread man has his life flash before his eyes, and it goes on for, like, way longer than it should, and it just leaves you wondering, like, why is this here? Don't get me wrong, there are still funny jokes in the film, and I think overall Shrek the Third is still a funny film, but a lot less of them land. And I think one of the main things that this film really didn't nail that the last two did was the villain. Prince Charming is a really weak villain, where the fairy godmother and Lord Farquaad were both really strong villains. Like, we really don't get much on Prince Charming other than, he wants to put on a play and defeat Shrek, but that's kind of it, and it just feels hollow. But this is where my complaint comes in, that the film gets worse as it goes on, because as you get into the second and third acts, Prince Charming's plan starts to go into motion, and it's not really that intriguing or tense or anything really. This film on the whole is just pretty forgettable. And it's like the one Shrek movie that is not great or even good. It's just completely mediocre. Of course, though, the voice acting is still great. Everybody's great here. But with that, I'm going to give Shrek the Third a 5.5 out of 10. It's really nothing special, and I think, honestly, you could probably skip it if you're watching this series. I would have to really make sure of that, but I think you probably could. I think it's definitely the worst of the Shrek movies, even including the Puss in Boots movies. But I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you think, maybe you think Shrek the Third is underrated. If it is, I want to hear it. I'm all about hearing different arguments for different movies. So if you actually like this movie, let me know in the comments. And if not, let me know in the comments too. But that's it for this review, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.